close is he to a title shot in sharing the ring with Bud Crawford?
I don't know. But Vergil, he's right there. He's right there. He's been proven that he belongs with the top fighters in the division. And, who knows, a couple of fights or next fight or whatever the case may be, he might be sharing the ring with Terence Crawford. You never know.
Victory, he just beat Canelo, the face of boxing, so that makes that makes Crawford the face of boxing at the moment. And he earned the right to fight whoever he want to fight.
Terence, if you come to 154, is there a chance? Was that the conversation you had?
Basically, I just said, hey, are you going to defend it? And he said, no, that's my last fight at the Canelo. I'm like, okay.
Terence Crawford responds to Vergil Ortiz's call-out by acknowledging him as a talented fighter who continues to prove his abilities. He speaks highly of Ortiz's rise and says the young contender has what it takes to compete at the highest level. When asked about the potential matchup, Crawford simply suggests that the future remains uncertain.
Message now to Terence Crawford.
I'm here whenever. I'm ready to fight whenever. I'm here to fight anybody. I don't care if it's Crawford, Spence.
Vergil Ortiz calls out Terence Crawford, stating that his goal is to face the best fighters in the sport. He explains that challenges like Crawford push him to keep improving and proving himself among the elite. Confident in his power and development at 154, Ortiz makes it clear that he's ready for big names next.
Look, I'm here to fight the best. I don't care who it is. It could be Boots next, it could be Spence next, it could be Crawford next, if he's still willing to do it. Because that's a fight that I've been calling for a while. I think that's a great fight to make happen still. And we're just gonna keep doing what I do best.
Vergil Ortiz speaks with complete confidence as he claims that even if Terence Crawford were still in his absolute prime, he could beat him. Ortiz says he studies every move Crawford makes and fully respects everything he has accomplished, but he strongly believes in his own power, speed, and timing. To him, confidence isn't arrogance. It's the result of the work he has put in since moving up in weight. Many consider his comment bold, given Crawford's dominance across multiple divisions and his position as one of the top pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Still, Ortiz insists Crawford isn't unbeatable and believes he can find openings others have missed. His statement has sparked debate among fans and experts about whether the young contender can truly match the experience and skill of a proven champion like Crawford.
Fighters that you would like to fight coming up?
So we got Tim Tszyu, we got Crawford, Spence, or I guess you can say the winner of Spence or Fundora. Charlo's is a good one. Who else we got at 54?
You want to fight Terence Crawford right now?
I would love to fight him, man. I think he's like probably the #1 pound-for-pound fighter right now.
Do you think he's out of his peak?
No.
Or is he in his peak now?
I think he's in his peak.
And you're saying you could beat a peak prime Terence Crawford?
I'm saying I believe that I can.
I respect it 100%.
I believe that I can. No, I respect him as a fighter, though. That's the thing. When I want to fight people, it doesn't mean that, oh, I don't like you. Like, let's get it on. It's more like I respect your skills. And
after Vergil Ortiz defeated Israil Madrimov, many fans immediately compared his performance to Terence Crawford's fight against the same opponent. Crawford responded to those comparisons by saying that although Ortiz won, he didn't look truly dominant. He noted that Madrimov didn't seem as sharp or well-conditioned as he was when Crawford faced him. In Crawford's view, Madrimov simply wasn't at his best that night, so Ortiz's victory didn't prove much about how he would perform against an elite fighter like him. His response was calm but firm, subtly reminding fans that while Ortiz is talented, Crawford's skill and fight IQ put him on a different level.
He was more prepared for my fight. If you watch him, he was winning the fight, and he gassed out.
Oh yeah, that's true.
He gassed out, and he said from, I don't know what type of sickness he had.
So condition-wise, he wasn't as prepared.
Yeah, that he had to pull out the first fight and come back. I don't know, but Vergil did good. He put a lot of pressure on him and, fought a good fight. But you could tell that he didn't leave unscarred. When you look at the faces of both fighters, you would have thought Vergil lost.
Oh, okay. He did hurt his hand. His knuckle was broken. I don't know if you've seen him like last couple of Vergil.
Yeah.
Ortiz, yeah, he had a broke hand, but he said he didn't know anyway. He didn't feel it throughout the fight.
It was a good fight. I thought Madrimov was doing too much moving.
Right.
In the beginning rounds. which that was getting him the rounds in the bank, but at the same time, he was exerting too much energy.
How do you feel about when people say, because Eddie Hearn said it, a few people were saying it, that you moved up to 154 and you didn't have the success that you had in all these times. So they're thinking it's because of the weight, when I'm saying it's the style. Majimov wasn't trying to commit as much, and you hurt him, he never hurt you.
Right.
So how do you feel about everybody saying that?
Well, I laugh. I won the fight. They making it seem like I lost.
Well, Eddie was like, no, I think that night in August, he was like, no, I don't know about that. No, Eddie was, I believe Eddie was saying that.
Eddie was complaining about the scorecards. Nobody said Majimov.
Eddie was saying that it was closer than that. Maybe Majimov could have won. Like, he was saying, I think he will. I think he was.
He's trying to get you mad.
Terence Crawford's next major move is already set, as he is scheduled to face Carlos Adams on March 28th in Omaha, marking his entry into the 160-pound division. Crawford has said he plans to stay at this weight for 1 or 2 fights to capture another championship and become a 3-division undisputed champion. Adams is known for his strength and durability, making him a solid first test for Crawford at middleweight. While the matchup brings excitement, it also raises questions about whether Crawford will return to 154 to face fighters like Vergil Ortiz or Jaron "Boots" Ennis. For now, Crawford is focused on adjusting to the new division and proving that his skills can carry him against naturally bigger opponents. Many analysts believe that if he wins these upcoming fights, he will further cement his legacy as one of boxing's all-time greats.
Terence Crawford in their sights because they all understand that Terence Crawford can drop down to middleweight after defeating Canelo in September and becoming the undisputed super middleweight. Terence Crawford can now drop down to middleweight, 160, right? And become undisputed at 160 with 1 to 2 fights. 2 fights max, right? He'll be 39 years old in September. 2 fights, Terence Crawford can become undisputed, max at 160. He can fight Carlos Adames in March. And then he can fight the winner of Lara versus Janovic in the summertime, August, right? And this gives Terence Crawford the history he needs to 1000% cement himself as, in my opinion, it's all opinionated, but this just cements Terence Crawford as top 5 greatest boxers in history, in my opinion. It cements him as top 5 greatest boxers in history because this will make Terence Crawford a 6-division champion and 4-division undisputed champion. That's what that makes Terence Crawford. That's historic. That's absolutely historic. And if Terence Crawford can pull that off, becoming a 6-division champion and a 4-division undisputed champion, that's massive, right? In my opinion, those accomplishments in the fashion that Terence Crawford wins these fights, he's not just winning. When he beat Errol Spence for undisputed, he dominated and stopped Errol Spence in a manner not many people saw coming. When he fought Canelo Alvarez, he did exactly what I thought he was going to do.
Vergil Ortiz has long shown interest in fighting Terence Crawford, but rumors suggested that the WBO had offered him the fight twice and that he turned it down. In a later interview, Ortiz firmly denied those claims, saying he never received any official offer. He insisted that if the opportunity had actually been presented, he would have accepted it immediately. Ortiz expressed frustration that such a false story spread so easily and made it clear that neither he nor his team ever declined a fight with Crawford. He added that he respects Crawford's accomplishments and views that matchup as a career-defining challenge, not something to avoid. His response helped clear up confusion among fans who had believed he ducked the fight. Ortiz emphasized that timing and proper arrangements matter, but his desire to face Crawford has always been genuine.
Wanted to see that fight, you against
Terence Crawford. You know, when you was at welterweight, and obviously you couldn't stay at that weight class, but then he moved up. Was there ever a point where the Terence Crawford fight was a reality, like a real offer, like real negotiations going back and forth, or was it never that close?
It was never that close, man. So, you know, I know a lot of people say that the WBO president said that we turned on the fight. I never got an offer. I wouldn't have said no. I would not have. I wanted that fight so bad. I mean, I'm not the type of person to say, oh, I want to fight this guy and keep pushing it and then get the opportunity and say no. There are fighters like that. I'm not like that.
Yeah,
you know,
we believe that.
I would have said yes, but.
What about your trainer, Robert? Have you ever had a conversation with him about the Terence Crawford fight?
More with my dad.
Okay.
More with my dad. You know, there were some days where he'll be like, you beat him if you fight like this, or if you fight like this, you don't beat him. So,
really? Your father
yeah.
really said
Yeah, he would tell me. No, he tells me the truth. Yeah. He tells me the truth. If you fight him like this, you beat him. Other days, you're not gonna beat him like this.
You know, you might not remember, but when we had our show, I believe it was called Sweet Scientist at the time with The Zone, and we had you on, and you were one of our first guests, and I asked you about Crawford, and you was like, nah, not yet. I'm not ready for him. You know, that was humble. No one really speaks like that. Now, you was ready for him maybe about 6 months later, but still you were humble enough to say that. Do you remember that?
I don't.
You know,
no, I don't.
Hell no, you can't.
Jaron Boots Ennis, another top name at super welterweight, has also expressed interest in fighting Terence Crawford. He acknowledged that after Crawford's victory over Canelo Alvarez, the veteran became the face of boxing, meaning Crawford now chooses when and where he fights. Ennis has praised Crawford's accomplishments, but made it clear he's ready whenever Crawford is. He said he doesn't chase fights out of desperation, but he knows that facing Crawford would be a chance to prove himself against one of the sport's best technicians. Fans viewed his comments as both respectful and quietly challenging. After his most recent victory, Vergil Ortiz was joined in the ring by Ennis, where the two exchanged friendly but competitive words, instantly creating buzz about a potential matchup. Ennis currently holds the WBA super welterweight title, and even before his fight with Erickson Lubin, he hinted that he wanted a showdown with one of boxing's biggest names. Seeing Ortiz and Ennis share the ring after Ortiz's win gave fans hope for what could become one of the sport's biggest events in 2026. The encounter made it clear that both fighters are aware of their rising stature and understand the importance of making matchups the fans genuinely want.
And I think this is one of the best American fights that can be made.
For sure.
And with all due respect to everyone else around the world, I think it has to be in America.
For sure.
Right?
Gotta be. It gotta be. I feel like you gotta do this one in the States because everybody wanna see it. Everybody go. I think it's a pay-per-view fight, you know, and I think everybody will pay to see it, or everybody will come out to come see it wherever it's at, whether it's in Vegas, you know, Madison Square Garden, wherever it's at.
What's your obviously you'd love it in Philly, but I don't think it'll be Philly, right?
No, absolutely.
Okay,
it's not gonna be in Philly, yeah.
So where is the ideal spot for it? What deserves to host this fight? Which venue in your opinion?
To me, either anywhere in Vegas, so like a T-Mobile Arena,
yeah,
or maybe go old school MGM.
Oh man, I love the MGM.
Or we can go Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
I think Madison Square Garden would be crazy as well. You know, that'd be, you know, historic as well. So either one.
There aren't enough big fights at the big MSG. No, I'm not talking about the theater.
No, I'm
Theater's
talking about
cool.
the big one.
Yes,
I'm talking about the big one. That's why I say I always wanted to fight at MSG anyway. So, you know, I like how it looks in there. It's real. It's real
incredible.
nice. You know, when they have fights and stuff in there. So, for me, it would be either T-Mobile Arena or take it back. We can go old MGM, or we can do, you know, Madison Square Garden.
Do you think he would say yes to MSG because that's kind of a home game for you, right? That's so close to Philly.
I mean, I feel like he has a deep fan base, you know, and I feel like all his fans and stuff will come. If it was to be in New York, I feel like they all will come. You know, he got a good fan base. I got a good fan base. I feel like it'll make for a great fight. And who don't want to come to New York?
Oh my God. There was a time where MSG was holding all these big fights, and now I feel like, you know, every couple of years when we got Taylor Serrano. Prior to that, it was, you know, Brooklyn's cool and all, but we got to go back to the Mecca. The Mecca is the best. I would absolutely love that. In your perfect world as well, he fights November 8th.
Yep.
How soon could we get this fight? You obviously didn't get hurt in your fight, I would imagine, right? 72 seconds?
Yeah.
Unless something happened?
I mean, it depends on how his fight go. You know, if he's in a war, yeah, maybe we'll see. Maybe April, you know, March, April. You know, if not, if he make quick work of it, who knows? We could be back in there sooner. You know, so it's all for real. It's all up to to how him right now, because he the one that has a fight. You know, hopefully he doesn't get no cuts, no broken hands or anything, or anything hurt on him. So he got it's dependent on him at the moment.
The other two options, of course, Sebastian Fundora and I think Xander Zayas.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing is there is some interest from MSG to have you versus Xander Zayas at MSG. Are you hearing this as well?
I'm with whatever. That's what I'm I can't wait. Man.
You want all these guys?
I'm really.
I like these options for you.
I'm really about to show y'all. Like I'm about to run through these guys. I'm about to run through these guys and show y'all one by one. Like this 154 really mine, and I'm gonna shut everybody up. I can't wait. I hear the little chatters and all the little.
What do you hear? What's bothering you? What are people saying?
It's just little
They're
things.
questioning you.
They questioning, and it's cool, and I love it. They not doing nothing but like adding fuel to the fire.
Yeah,
and it's gonna make it worse each and every time for whoever stepping in the ring with me.
Seeing what Terence did not that long ago, did that give you motivation? Because it feels like for the longest time, people were questioning him, doubting him. He wasn't getting the big opportunities, the big fights. Do you see yourself in his journey a little bit as well?
Tim Bradley, the former American world champion, expressed doubts about a potential Vergil Ortiz versus Boots Ennis matchup. Bradley suggested that Ennis might not want to face Ortiz right now because of the risks involved. He hinted that Ennis's team could be waiting for a bigger payday or a more favorable situation before agreeing to the fight. Bradley's remarks sparked debate among boxing fans. Some believe Ennis would take the fight immediately, while others think it's smarter to build the hype first. Regardless, his comments added more intrigue to an already heated discussion, making the growing rivalry between Ortiz and Ennis even more talked about.
And then, all of a sudden, you come up, you got that Benz now, you know what I'm saying? Back then they didn't want you, now you hot, they all on you. Yeah. This is one of them situations right here. Where it's like, oh, back then you didn't want me. Now I'm hot, now you all up on me. Man, you see Boots, how he jumped up in the ring? I didn't know if that was Boots or Rick Ross. I was like, damn, is that Rick Ross in there? Like, all the jewelry he had on and everything. I'm like, who the hell is this dude? Is this the grown-up version of Boots? Because I ain't never seen all them chains all over my man, blinging, blacka, bling, and all up on his chest and everything. I ain't never seen that before. I'm like, this dude got a new persona. Is this the killer Boots? This is what we've been waiting on? Because I'm sitting there going, oh.
Promoter Eddie Hearn spoke candidly about the complications surrounding a potential Vergil Ortiz versus Jaron Ennis fight. He criticized some of the demands coming from both camps, explaining that negotiations have been difficult because each side believes their fighter deserves the bigger share. Hearn added that Ennis's team consistently argues he's the superior boxer, while Ortiz's camp wants fair recognition for his record and strong fan support. He noted that although the matchup could be huge for the sport, it remains stalled by business disagreements and scheduling conflicts. Hearn even suggested that, at the moment, it might be easier to arrange a Crawford versus Ortiz fight than to finalize one between Ortiz and Ennis. His remarks highlighted just how complex high-profile boxing negotiations can be, even when both fighters genuinely want the fight.
I thought it was a great performance. Vergil's a great fighter. This is not, there's nothing but respect from us, but we just know we win. And, it's not for us. Once you start hearing things like, we're the A side and we want 10 million and we want, what does Boots, it's like, what, guys, Ortiz has never been a world champion. Great fighter. Boots has been world champion, he's been a unified champion, but neither of them are world champions now. They're just the top two fighters in the division. So if you truly believe that you're the best, make the fight. And it'll be really interesting to now see if they truly believe. Because the fight's there, the fight's done, the money's there, the pay-per-view's there. I mean, it's a massive fight, but you can find an excuse if you don't want to do it. So we'll see.
And obviously we saw the fighters face off, and we know you want the fight, the fighters clearly want the fight. And you mentioned the $10 million mark by Rick Merigian, I believe his name is, the manager of Vergil Ortiz. Do you see it as an obstacle? I mean, is it a real obstacle?
If you come out with things, look, if the...
Vergil Ortiz recently shared his thoughts on Terence Crawford's current weight situation, saying he doesn't believe Crawford will return to 154 pounds because he has now bulked up and fully adjusted to the higher weight classes. After moving up to face Canelo Alvarez and preparing for middleweight bouts, Crawford's focus seems to have shifted permanently upward. Ortiz respects that, but admits it makes their potential matchup harder to make. He added that he isn't waiting around and will continue taking big fights in his own division, though he remains hopeful that one day the timing could work out and they might meet in the ring. Right now, the ongoing conversations around Vergil Ortiz, Terence Crawford, and Jaron Ennis show just how exciting the future of boxing looks in the higher weight classes. Ortiz's confidence and hunger for major fights continue to fuel his rise, while Crawford's calm responses and strategic career decisions reflect the mindset of an experienced champion who knows.
Boy, at some point.
No, so he's not coming back to 154. I spoke to him. This is my first time saying it on media. I spoke to him, and he's not going to come back to 154. He's going to fight his 2 last fights and retire. And you know what? I respect it because he's been undisputed at 140, at 147. Get your money and get out. I mean, what else do you have to prove? You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's...
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.